and like, and then just ask people how they are. Where's my phone?
We're live now. Hi everyone. Hello, just waiting for a few people. Hello. You're on. Yeah, just waiting for a few people. Just so I thought we're before starting instantly. I figure I'll go live a little bit earlier and then allow a few of you to catch up. So, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're watching from. Thank you for joining me tonight. We are going to be doing working with the Best Bunny the Best Bunny stamp set this evening. Thank you for lending this one to us. Yeah, so we're going to be doing this one here. Yeah, and go from that. So we're going to make a couple of cards. If we have time, then Jay might pop on as well and do one card as well. We'll see how time goes. Yes, you are on time tonight. Well done you, and I didn't even have to prompt you as well. It looks like you're the only one on 12 tonight, so at the moment. So we'll see who else comes along and joins us shortly. Yeah, alright, so we're going to make a couple of cards tonight using the Best Bunny stamp set. You can find these in the annual catalogue. So they've been out for a year already. And they are on page 36 of the annual catalogue. And it's this one here, and it comes coordinated down here with the punch as well. So you can buy the stamp set on its own at £15. Morning, Anita. Hi Sandra, hi Shelley. Morning, evening. No, it's morning for you, isn't it? Evening for us, obviously. So, yeah, so you can do it for, and you can get the punch as well. So the punch, I'm not sure how much a punch. The punch is £17 on its own. The stamp set is £15 on its own. If you buy the two together, it's £28.75, and you save yourself 10% by buying it on a bundle as well. Add a few extra things to it. We're also using the circle punch tonight as well. Add that to it and a few extra bits of cardstock. You'll quite easily get yourself up to £45, where you can then choose a item out of the sale-a-bration catalogue. Now this is phase 1 of the catalogue. I shouldn't say catalogue, I should say brochure. So this is phase 1 of the brochure. Okay, there is a phase 2, the second release of the sale-a-bration brochure at the moment, which you can find. You can find links to that on our website. You can download the PDF version of that one there, or you can go over onto our online shop, and you'll be able to see all the new items on there as well. There's a couple of items. There's 3 items in total, which you can, so one £90 sale and with two £45 in embossing folders and some stamp sets, which coordinate really nicely. So that's that. So yes, so head over to our online shop and you can see that, or over to our blog and you can download the PDFs for those ones there. We've also got the coordinations which are coming out. That's starting in March. So if that's something you're interested in knowing a little bit more about, contact us and we'll be able to show you some, or be able to tell you a little bit more about that. And you can actually, if you join our team, you can start buying the coordination stuff, which coordinates with the sale-a-bration items in here as well. So contact us if you want a little bit more information on those ones there, and we're quite happy to talk to you about the coordinations as well. So yeah, we're going to be using the Best Bunny, and we're going to be using the free item out of the catalogue, out of the brochure here, which is the Botanical Butterfly Designer Series paper. This one right here. So great, let's crack on. Alright, so Best Bunny here. I think I've got everything ready with me. I feel a little bit unprepared for some reason tonight. I don't know why. I feel like I've forgotten something. We will find out very soon. Alright. so let's crack on. All right, so I'm going to be using these narrow note cards this evening. Okay, now we've had these for a little while and we've just never used them, and I figured, you know what, I was inspired by a picture out of an old Stampin' Up catalogue which we get, and I figured, oh, I could do something like that. So they're these little narrow note cards, and they're really quite tiny. Obviously, what I didn't list, they're around about the DSP which I'm going to cut is 6 by 11, so it's about 11.5 centimetres by 6.5 centimetres, and they're just really, they're quite cute little cards actually, so I'm really thinking. Obviously it comes with its envelope as well. Yeah, they're really nice. I've never used them before because they always look really tiny, but you know what, they're actually really good. They're really cute. Yeah, and nice. So I'm going to take one of these, and I am going to just take my bone folder. Yeah, I'm just going to just give that a bit of a hang up. All right, and I am going to take my DSP here as well, so the designer series paper, and I'm just going to cut this down to size. All right, now see I've got this spotty pattern this side, and we have got butterflies the other side. Now I was gonna initially use the butterflies for this one here, but I felt it looked too busy, so we're gonna go with the dots. Now a little tip: when you've got a pattern like this, I would just think about how you're going to be cutting it. Because I'm using this side, I will quite happily go ahead and chop away and not think about what I'm wasting, and I would actually probably waste a little bit of paper. So I'm gonna cut this one here at 11. Leaving me a nice strip this way here. Hi Marcy, thank you for watching. And then I'm going to cut this one here at 6. And that way I've still got this one here, which is all one way, and I can probably use this one here as a nice little strip. And I haven't, because when I did it initially, I ended up with a little scrap piece of paper this way. It's easier to use this than it is to probably use this. So just think about it. When you've got a pattern, just think about how you're cutting it so you can maybe utilise it better later on. Alright, but they're all going to go to one side, same as that one there, and I've now got my 6 by 11 piece of designer series paper. Alright, so I'm going to be using the dotty side. I really like the butterfly side. It's a beautiful side, but it's just a bit too busy for what we want to do, so it overpowers it a little bit. So that's going to get stuck on to the note card like so. Alright, I'll just do that now. That's it. I'll try and remember my head doesn't get in this week. Last week I put my head in the way quite a lot, so this week I am going to try and not show you my hair, if that's at all possible. We've got a different camera set up again this week, so hopefully this is working. Let us know what the quality looks like as well, sound quality. Obviously it's just trial and error for us at the moment, so until we find what works well for us. There we go, so that's that one there. Alright, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some, have I got a scrap piece? No, I'm going to take this bit here, and I'm going to take the 2-inch circle punch, and I'm just going to punch out that bit there. I'm going to bring in a little bit of paper, and we're going to do a bit of sponging again. So I'm going to be using Daffodil Delight and Real Red. Alright, so I've got my ink daubers. Now we've finally got around to just using individual ink daubers for the colours and labelled them up so they don't, so we don't mix it. Alright, and I'm going to turn this one. I can't see your comments. What are you talking about, me breaking a phone stand, Jay? It's Jay's fault. He told me to do it a different way. Alright, so So we're just going to ink this up here. Now I want it to be a little bit darker at the top, so I'm trying to obviously achieve like a sun here. That's it. And then I'm going to use the real red, my little ink spot. And we're just give it another little darker colour at the top here. Can you see this all right? Sorry, the camera's probably shaking a little bit. And I might just go back in with Daffodil Delight again. Just to blend that out. There we go, that's good. And now they're all the same colour. They can go back. There we go, that's good. To one side. Alright, so there's my sun. Alright, now that's just going to get stuck on here like so. I always forget that I'm on camera and I tend to bring it quite close to me. It's really, it's odd. There we go. So that's just going to go in like that. All right. So a little bit of simple sponging. All right. So now I am going to bring in my stamping mat because I'm going to be using photopolymer. I'm going to be using a strip bit of card. Let's just put that to one side. And I'm now going to be using Memento black ink. Alright, put the lid back on that so it doesn't dry. Alright, and so when you're... Where have I put the bunny? The bunny punch is like this, alright? I wouldn't advise trying to stamp and cutting everything out all at once. I would do it in stages. Is probably the better way of doing it. So stamp the body and then see how you go. And obviously it's just so everything's all at once. So you don't have to have 4 punches. So it's all in one punch. But I would advise stamping individually if you want, and then punching out individually. You can do it all in one go. Obviously it's a little bit technical. You just need to get yourself set up. It can be done, but for ease of time you may as well just stamp them out like I'm just going to do here. Just put the face on the bunny. Right, this is where my head's going to come in, sorry. There you go. That's it. So there's the bunny face. That one there. So I'm just going to see where I'm going. So stamp it and just see what's happening. Then I know that one's going to go like that. Then I can then think about doing the other 2 afterwards. So I'm just going to see what scraps I can fill it up with. Alright, so I've done the 2 main parts. So I'm going to take some blends here. And I'm going to colour these ones in... colour these ones in the grey like I initially done. Alright, so I've got it's the Smoky Slate Dark. What's that one there? That's the black. I want the Smoky Slate Light and Dark. Alright, and I'm just going to colour these in. I'll try and be as quickly as I can with these. So how is everyone today? You all had a nice day, or some of you for it's Monday, isn't it? I'm assuming. So yes, probably off to work, aren't you? For our... Has it come back?
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on? Have we come back? Sorry. Okay, broadcast interrupted. So I'm not sure where you got up to. So yeah, so I'm just colouring in these. All right. Seem to have a really poor, weak internet connection tonight. It's really bizarre. It's unusual. All right, and then I'm just going to go round and just add a little bit of shading here. And then I'll go back in. Thank you. Yeah, hopefully. I'm not sure what's going on with our internet tonight. It seems to be, it's very unusual. We normally are really good with our internet, but... So, just a little bit of shading in there, just to give it a little bit of character. That's it. And we colour the bunny's face. Now the set comes with several bunny faces as well, so you can choose what set you want. You can choose what expression. You can have him winking. Yeah, it's a happy bunny, whatever though. That's that. A little bit of shading going on, well, maybe at the top. I'm not really the shade. Jay's the colour out of the turva, so I just seem to just wing it and see what happens. So that's that. There we go. And I will have a pink ears. So change that one to, let's see what the pink, yeah, we'll have pink, light flirty flamingo here in the ears. And I reckon we're going to have I'm going to have a brown belly. There we go. Alright, so that's that one there. I will now punch those ones out. So I'm going to say I'm doing this one stage by stage, and then I can see what scraps I've got left for doing other bits. Obviously you are going to get a little bit of paper wastage, but I wouldn't worry about that too much. And punch out the face. So that's that bit. Alright, and now I will just stamp the tail. Let's see where I'm going to put him. Yeah, so just think about it a little bit and where you're going to position, so you can go right there, and so I'll just colour that one in. Colour his little tail in. Let's give it a little bit of shading, maybe just one side. And then blend that back out with the light one. That's that. Punch that one out there. So that's his tail. And I will punch his hands somewhere. Where are we going to put his hands? Probably a tiny bit right on the end there. So So this is really good. Just keep your scraps. Don't get rid of your scraps if you've got like these punch builders, because they will come in handy for these tiny little bits. Yeah, I'll hold. What do you mean, the whole thing, Jade? The whole coloured in bunny? Is that what you want held up closer? And line it up. And 1, 2, there we go. So that's that one there. Alright, I'll just get rid of some of the scraps. So if I show you what I've done here. Alright, so that's, there you go. So there's all the little elements cut out there. You can see I've gone a little bit wonky maybe on the cutting out of his little paw there. But that's fine. I'm happy with that still. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is just pretty much construct this card. So I'm going to pop his body here and his little head. Let's think about positioning here. Yeah, so I think that's good there. So a little bit of glue on the body. And we'll stick that down like that. Now I quite like putting the head on the dimensionals. So I'm going to get one of these little dimensionals. The mini dimensionals is really handy for this one. You could probably use one larger. I can go with one mini, a couple of minis on the ear. So he doesn't get somewhere. He could have floppy ears, I suppose. He is a bunny. So that's it. Let's do that one. Can't get that bit off his ear. Come on. There we go. That's it. And we will stick bunny head like so. And on his ears. Probably should have stuck the... Yeah, may just need a little bit of... Right, I'm going to get my pick tool. I'm going to get the little thing here. I'm just going to prise a little bit up here. And tiny little bit of glue on there. And I'll just stick his tail out like so. Like that. Underneath, so I probably should have done that first before going on to the head actually. And this is where it becomes tricky because it's quite fiddly now. So I'm going to take your pick tool. Obviously this is really good for picking up gems, but I also find it's also really good for picking up pieces of paper. So these tiny little bits. Alright, and I'll stick one hand there. So you can see what I'm doing. It's got a little, where's the camera gone? There, it's that side there. So it's got like a very little bit of putty on there. And it's just really handy for placement of gems and obviously even for tiny little bits of paper as well. And there we have that. So you can see what I mean. So if you haven't seen this before, it's got a little bit of putty on the end there. It does sometimes have a mind of its own and it comes out, but you just need to just reshape it and eventually it will calm itself down. Alright, so that's that one. Now I'm going to use the happy birthday, so I'm going to use the happy birthday to you stamp set here, sentiment. But I've already pre-stamped this and pre-cut it because I've used the rectangle stitched frame knit dies, new ones, and I've used the this one right here. All right, but you don't want to see me again die cutting. And obviously, if you haven't got a die cutting machine, don't worry about that. You don't need it. It's not necessary to have that. You can quite easily stamp this on a piece of paper and then get some scissors and then trim it down to size, and that would work. But obviously, I really like the new stitch ones because it gives this cute little stitching around the edge there, and it's really, really nice. Okay, so I will get my dimensionals again. And put a couple of dimensionals here. I would probably normally use the large ones at this point, but I haven't brought those over with me. So we'll go with the mini ones. And there we go. So 1, 2. Let's come into camera. I keep forgetting. That's it. And stick you right in there. And there we have it. That's our first card here today, using the Best Bunny and the freebie papers from Sale-a-bration. How cute is he? That's it. I really like that. It's a lovely set. Now this set is actually my mum's. She brought it and she hasn't had it yet. I pinched it from her. So thank you for that. She is watching. You will get this back soon, I'm sure. I hope, maybe. We'll see. Alright, so I'm going to move on to the second one now. Now, I've done a lot of this one in the preparation in advance for this one. So I've cut myself some Whisper White cardstock here. So 6 by 11 centimeters. I've already coloured his head and his hands, because that's all we're going to use on this particular one, is his head and his hands. All right, and yes, and I'm going to use the top hats for this one. So I've already got that one out. So I'm going to take a bit of scrap paper again, and I've got the top hat here, or the magician's hat, whatever you want to, whatever it is. And I'm going to stamp this one. Now, there's no punch for this one, but this one's really easy to fussy cut out anyway. So you can just quite easily just do that. I'm going to use the black. So you've got the black blends. So, no, that's great. Let's get the right ones. These are black. Alright, so you've got the black dark, and you've also got the light black as well. Seems a little bit bizarre, but they do actually make a difference. Alright, so I'm going to colour the whole thing in the lights. Just colouring in lines. I'll get rid of that once it blends through. You won't see any of those lines. That's it. So this is the light black one to start off with. All right. Just going to let that dry up for a moment. Obviously, once it dries, it does actually go a little bit lighter. So, and then I'm going to come in with a dark black. And I'm just going to come into one side here. Like that. And then I'll go back over with the light and I'll just blend that one out just a little bit. Just so that takes away that harsh line. Like so. And it kind of has got a little bit of shading there. And then I will then take my snips and I'll just fussy cut this one out. So I'll just do this one for you. This is really simple. So get yourself some really nice sharp snips. I'm seeing it looks like I've coloured over obviously all of those black lines, which I have, but as the blends dry, those black lines will pop out again. And I'll show you on the one which I've previously done on that, and you'll see what I mean. There we go, so we'll cut that one out there. This is the one I've previously done, so if I show you those side by side. See, it is dark, that you can see. This is the one I've just done right now, which is drying. That's the one I've done a little bit earlier on. And you can see it does, the lines do pop out again afterwards, all right? So, but I think I do prefer the one I did earlier on, because I did it over, I had a little bit more time. So, that's that one. All right, so I am now going to pop Bunny. I've lost a paw. There we go. Oh, I keep losing paws. Okay, I think I'm going to go Bunny there, and then I'm going to pop the... So, it will have the bunny. So I'm going to stick. Good morning, Wendy. Sorry, Jay's looking after all the comments. I'm not actually looking at the screen, really, so sorry. I look up every now and then, and I see the colour lifter. Good idea. All right, so I'm going to stick that one in like that. Okay, I'm going to take the mini dimensionals again. I'm going to use the pick tool this time because it might be a bit easier to pick these up. And I will position one on his ear, one on that one there, and one on his head. How long have I been waffling for now? I'm not sure. About half an hour. All right, nearly done. You don't have to listen to me too much longer. All right, and I'm gonna stick bunny head over the top of the top hat. Let's use the pick tool again. Okay, and a bit of glue. We have him popping over. See if he's just peering over the hat.
Your hair's in the way.
Okay. And so Jay's just told me my head's in the way again. I keep getting my big fat head in the way, don't I? Never mind. All right, and then I'm going to use the sentiment here. I haven't got this one ready, so I'm going to use sentiment surprise. Take the black again. That one there. And some other really good ones which come with this set are, if I just get them ready, you've got some like little party poppers and streamers. So I'm just going to use... Let's see, this is where I mess this up because I haven't tried. I'm going off piece now. All right, so we're just a bit of... no, I'm going to leave it at 2. I think I'm going to overdo it. And I could also, if I want, I've got some orange here and some green and some pink in the blends. See if I want to there. Try not to get my head in the way again. Just colour those in using the bullet ends on the blends. Is a bit easier to control the colouring. What do you reckon, 2? Is that alright? Hi Karen. 2? Does that look alright down there? I feel like it needs a third one, but I'm scared to do it. I don't know. No, I'm going to leave it. I'll think about that one. When I take pictures, it may have a third one in there. So I'm going to take the note card, fold that in half. Get my bone folder, just give that a nice. Now, if you wanted to, you could always just stamp directly onto these little note cards, but I've just done it here. So Jay's hovering about. Is Jay going to do his third card? So who wants Jay to do a card? Give us your thumbs up or let us know if you want Jay to hop on and do a quick card as well. He's hovering, but if we waffle too long and we want to go somewhere, then we would end it and just take pictures of it. And that's that one there. Probably could have come down a little bit lower on that one, possibly. All right, and there's the first card I made. All right. No one's giving you thumbs up, Jade. I don't want to see you. Oh, no, Marcy's going, yes, please. Here we go. All right. So there's the 2 cards, which I've just done right there, right now. I think they're really, really cute. So it's a lovely little stamp set. And again, I think you kind of inspired me as well this morning, Shelley, because you used old sets as well, and it's true, we forget to use our old sets out of the catalogue. We get the new stuff and then we forget our older stuff which we've had around for it, even though this is a new stamp set, but it's been in the catalogue for a little while. So it is, have a little look through your stash, see what you've got, and pull out some new ones. Alright, so it's coming a bit closer there. That's it, and there's the 2 cards. So I am now going to hand over to Jay, and he's going to do a quick video for you as well. And we'll see. So just give me a second just to clear some space for him, because I've kind of spread out. That's kind of me getting my own back, because he spreads out on me all the time. I never have anywhere to sit or craft or anything. So yeah, it's payback time. All right, I'm just going to stamp those. That's it. Let's grab. All right, so I'll leave those to one side. I'll leave the bunny. He's using the same set as well. He's using the bunny set. So yeah, we'll go from there. And I think, are you ready? He's not listening to me. I'll just waffle for a moment. He's just measuring something, so he'll be along in a second. Let me just remind you, obviously, if you live in if you live in Basingstoke here in the UK, we've got our class in a week on Tuesday, so the 26th, I think it is, of February. Our deadline for closing is on Friday of this week coming up. So if you'd like to attend that, please book your seat. We've got I would say we've probably got about 4 or 5 spaces left, I think, for that class. If you go onto our website, there's the book a class at the top there, and obviously you can quite easily, you can see what we've got coming up, and book a class then as well. So that's that. So you nearly ready? Yeah, it's nearly ready. If you do want to shop with us as well, remember, if you live in the UK, France, Germany, Netherlands, Austria, I feel like I've forgotten something. No, I think I've got them all. Yeah, you can shop with us as well. Right, I'm going to hand over to Jay right now.
Okay. Hi everyone. Won't be a sec. Hello. Thank you for staying on and watching. Did Barry do great? I love it. It's so cute. So he's done the big bunnies from the set. So I'm actually gonna use the small bunny, which is this one. And this is gonna be, I'm gonna be using the same note cards. Where did I place it? Here. Same note cards. So on my original prototype, I actually did a layer, a matte even, and then I stamped on it. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna stamp on the note cards and then do a topper. Okay, so we'll start with the topper. Actually, we'll do the topper first. And what I'll need is, we'll do a bit more sponging. So we'll be using Balmy Blue and Granny Apple Green. I think it's there. I don't know where it is.
What do you want?
Granny Apple Green. Right, so Balmy Blue, I'm using the dauber. Tap, 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 off the page and then on the page on your project. So I've only recently just started sponging again, and I really enjoy it actually. It's just nice to add a bit of color and interest onto your projects or toppers. And I've actually done another video with By the Bay with a bit of sponging and how to color that really realistic design really quickly. So hopefully I can share that with you next week once I've finished doing, thank you Barry, once I've finished editing the video. It's probably no talking again. I don't really like doing the voiceover. It takes me so long because I keep stopping starting. Right, so that's the Balmy Blue done, and then on the other side we will be using the Granny Apple Green. So as you probably can imagine, it's the sky and grass. So Granny Apple Green, again just a little bit, just so I don't contaminate. I'll just move a bit. There we go. Right, so on my original design I actually stamped on the card first with the sentiment, and it kind of smudged a little bit because I decided to sponge after, so just be careful with that. So I thought I'll kind of like just sponge first and then do the stamping after. Okay, so that looks a bit not as smooth as I hoped, but that will have to do. So is that, where's the camera? There. So sky and grass, and then we will do the stamping. Where did I put the map?
Tommy's hungry. You can hear him in the video.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, Tommy's hungry, so I'll try and be quick. So what I'll do first is the sentiment. What does that say? Hopping by to say hi. In the black. So memento. Ooh, maybe the green. Oh no, I'll just keep it how I did it. There we go. And you can use the straight edge at the bottom, and then you can align it with the straight edge of the sentiment. So I'm just gonna stand up just to double check that isn't the, hopefully that is straight. Yeah, that looks alright. And then we will do the bunny again in the black, and I'm gonna do him on the right hand side. Again, just a bit of standing. So Barry was using the most of our blocks earlier, so I put this on a long block, but as long as you stamp and keep it parallel to the table, you shouldn't have a problem. But it would be better if you have the correct block when you're stamping. Oh, I still need that. Okay, so we will have in the same set, you have this like little dashes, which looks like where he's hopped off, hopped on. So just do that and then align it onto the other side, and then he's gonna hop off again soon. There we go. And I will just quickly color the bunny because it's so tiny. You don't need much shading on it. I will just do him in light crumb cake and the flirty flamingo. Right. Yeah, so I'm just gonna bullet tip. I actually prefer coloring in the bullet tip because, as Barry said earlier, it just gives you more control. And if it's gonna be a really big surface that you're coloring, then I would use the brush tip, but I get on better with the bullet tip myself. That's done. Maybe just give her, the bunny, a bit of pink there on the ears and on the tail. There we go. I did leave a bit of white at the start. Okay, so that's that. My hand's a bit inky already. I have been crafting most of the afternoon, trying to work out another pop-up card. So I've made a prototype, so hopefully I can design something with it. Right, so onto the note card. So that's pretty much done, I think. I'll just double check. Yeah, that is it. So on the note card, I'll just do some quick stamping with what's this one? Soft sea foam and the carrot. So the carrot is actually pretty much the same size as the bunny, so I didn't want to overpower the topper, so that's why I'm using a lighter color for the background, and I'm just gonna literally just stamp it randomly on the right hand side. And because it's gonna cover it anyway, I'm just gonna just not do the half. Okay, I want a bit more there. And a bit more. Hi, Sue! Right there. And maybe there. There we go. So once you've done that, that's just gonna go there and cover it up. I will use the, okay, not maybe the normal size will be better for this, just so that you don't have a soggy middle. Thank you. So that's my assistant there, Barry. Thank you. I normally sit next door when he's crafting, so he can't ask me for stuff, just so that the cats don't actually bother him. So I had Minnie on my chest already, and Suki on my stomach, and Tommy was just like hovering around somewhere.
That was Tommy and Minnie you could hear in the background earlier on.
Oh, was it? Okay. But now Barry's actually given them their dinner, so they're busy doing that, so Barry can actually help with this. So yeah, so it's just an impromptu for me to do this. So I'm a bit like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, but hopefully you get the idea. So we're giving you like 3 card ideas or note cards ideas for this cute stamp set. So it's Easter coming up soon. It doesn't actually have an Easter sentiment on it, I don't think. So it can be for any occasion, all occasion, every year use. So this one I'm just gonna place on there. just to pop it up, and that is done. Ooh, there you go. So hopefully you enjoy that. You can obviously add a bit more if you want some more sponging to create that under there, and there's a grass stamp as well, but I thought keeping it simple like that, and just stamping using ink pads just to color it, and then some simple stamping on the background there. So pretty much obviously the only added things that you need is the blends, but you can color the bunny with ink pads if you want, if you use archival or StazOn, because you can't color with Memento with watercolor. Okay, so that's the 3 cards that we've done today. Thanks again for watching. Sorry, it's a bit of a mess, the table's a mess. Thank you very much for watching, and yes, have a good evening, have a good morning, have a good day, happy crafting. Anything else?
Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
See you next Sunday.
Yes, see you next Sunday. Same time. Hopefully, we don't have anything planned for next Sunday.
No, definitely so.
But we'll keep you posted on our Facebook page. And thank you very much. Thank you, guys. Bye.
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 Bye.